Hello Twin Flames and welcome to your DM to the F reading for Monday. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to use two decks of cards today. We're going to begin with the Divine Masculine Unmasked cards by our soul sister Janvi from the amazing channel Divinify Me. And I'm also going to complement this deck with my deck, the Divine Masculine Dark Truths Come to Light. So this is going to give you like a more intuitive insight into what they are feeling about what they are saying in this deck. And if you would like a personal reading with me, I am available right now. You can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsxo@gmail.com. So let's see what the masculines want to say. What do the masculines want to say to the feminines today? And the real message coming through for this day is to remember that God is in charge. So anything that you're worrying about or struggling with, give it to heaven. Give it to heaven in exchange for peace, and then things will move forward and it will find its way. Or the masculine will find their way. What do the masculines want to say? One card. So I feel this one card is kind of going to clarify everything else. And this card's moving as well. So this card is saying, you should move on. I want you to be happy. And right now, I'm not healed enough to give equally to our connection. So your masculine is struggling today with your pain. You know, they feel your pain as well as their own divine feminine. No matter what you think, they hurt on this journey. And the masculine wants you to be happy. They want you to be joyful. They want to see that beautiful smile that lights up your face. They want to see you having fun and being playful and joyful and loving the life you're living. They don't want to think about you sad because of them. They don't want to cause you pain. They don't want you miserable. They don't want you waiting around, missing out on things. So what he's saying to you is he's being very selfless here. He's saying, I want you to be happy, even if that means not with me, which makes me unhappy, by the way. So he's not saying he wants you to move on. He's not saying, oh, you should move on because I don't want you or I'm happy with my karmic partner or any of these things. He's saying, I want you to be happy. And I know that you can be happy in this moment, and you can be happy in this moment, divine feminine. This is what you are learning. If you're miserable right now in any way, your lesson is to choose happiness, because happiness is an inside job. It's not something we receive from another person. It's not something we are given by another person. It comes from within. It's given to ourselves by ourselves, because we realize that happiness is everywhere. We just have to look a bit closer for it sometimes. So you know you don't want to move on, but what you do need to do is stop blaming them or expecting them to make you happy, because it's not their job to do that, it's your job. When you're happy, they are an extension of your happiness. And it may be hard to grasp that, but when you do, it's liberating. So if you're feeling upset today, it's not your masculine's fault. You might think, well, it is because he hasn't done this or he said that or he's still with a karmic partner. But you have a choice. You can find happiness in this situation. You can observe it in a new way and say, well, I understand that he's learning and so am I. I'm going to look for all the blessings in my day. I'm going to use this time for me. I've got freedom to be myself, go where I want to go, do what I want to do, be what I want to be, go out with my friends, enjoy myself. And you can do that anyway. You haven't got to wait for your twin to do that. If there's somewhere you want to go and visit, if you want to go and travel, you haven't got to wait for your twin to do that, because your twin is part of you. So you take them with you everywhere that you go. And you can always revisit those places in a whole new way when you are in union with them. So your masculine has been very selfless here, saying, I want you to be happy. And right now in this moment, I can't give you what you want because I'm not healed enough to do that. I'm not healed enough to give equally to our connection. And I want to give equally to our connection because you deserve that and I deserve that. And you know that if you're tired of the breadcrumbs, if you're thinking, I don't want breadcrumbs anymore, I don't want him until he's free of his karmic situation, he's agreeing with that. He's saying you shouldn't have to settle for less than you deserve. I shouldn't have to settle for less than I deserve. We deserve to be happy, and we deserve to be together when we can be equally together. So your masculine saying, if you think you can be happy with someone else, I'm not going to hold you back from that. And really inside he knows they're as unhappy as it will make him by saying that all paths lead home. So your masculine has that faith inside them that you're going to end up together because he feels that you're made for each other. He knows that you belong. So this could be a trigger for some people watching, because you may just be looking at that message, you should move on. And I created this deck and I know the energy that was channeled through it. So he's not saying you should move on because he wants you to. So if your masculine has said this to you, and I know that in the past, even George said this to me at one point. I was told this by Catalyst as well. You should move on. You should move on. It doesn't mean they want you to move on because they don't want you. It means they don't want to hold you back. They don't want to stop you from being happiness or living a good life. So he's saying, it makes me unhappy to say this, by the way, but if you think you can be happy without me or with someone else, then you should do that, because I can't give you in this moment what you need. And he's feeling it all in his solar plexus. And I feel that just thinking about you with someone else, it makes him feel sick. It makes him feel physically sick. That's really what I'm connecting with. And he's saying to you, my intuition is increasing. I'm spending more time in isolation, which really resonates with the earlier messages about quiet time and understanding. He's saying I'm more able to process and understand my thoughts, emotions, and situation when I'm silent. When you might think I'm ghosting you, I'm not. I'm processing what I'm going through. And he's having stomach issues. Now, we picked up on this big time last week. My masculine experienced this as well. So any stomach issues they are still experiencing, such as cramps or vomiting or constipation or diarrhea, it's because they're digesting and taking in information, knowledge and understanding things that they already know. Their gut instinct is pointing them in the right direction, which is always towards you, and they will suddenly intuitively know what to do. He said, I'm stronger now. And he's stronger because he's saying, if you can't wait for me, or if you can't handle the situation right now, you should move on. Be happy, be with someone else. A soulmate may give you what you need, but we will be together because it's destiny. So, you should never wait for your twin. It's never about waiting, looking at the clock, waiting. It's about loving life, living life, embracing life, being in the moment. And that's what he wants you to know. So let's have a look at these other cards. So your twin is saying, I am coming to you. Trust me, I will. So he's saying, I am going to come to me and you. And that's what he's saying to me. So what he's saying is I have to come to me first. I have to come back to myself first. And that's why if there's ever a situation with someone else or something else, like a karmic partner or a job or an addiction or anything else, they're never choosing that thing or person over you, Divine Feminine. They just need to choose themselves first. And when they choose themselves, they will always choose you. So he's saying, I'm coming to myself first. I'm coming to me first, to be my authentic self, to be true to myself. And then I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you. Trust me, I will. So you don't need to move on because they're coming, but it's going to be when they feel healed within, when they feel aligned with their true self, when they are equally balanced within this connection, which is always the right time. He's saying, I do write and rewrite messages to you because I do want to communicate to you. So he's letting you know this. I write and rewrite messages to you. That means he may write them on his phone. He may be on the computer writing a message out. He may even be jotting things down in a notebook. But he's saying, I write and rewrite messages that I want to send to you because he wants to get the words right. He wants to get it right. He wants to bring in the equally balanced connection. And that's why it's taking time. I dream of you in the night and I wake up in a good mood to see nothing has changed. What he's saying to you is, I'm dreaming about you. I'm dreaming about you in the night. While I'm asleep, it makes me happy. And I wake up in this good mood because I realise that you're still there within me. Now, I feel what he's saying is, he isn't in a good mood because nothing's changed. He actually gets very angry and frustrated in himself that his situation hasn't changed or he hasn't yet made the changes. He's actually mad about that. He's in a bad mood because nothing's changed in his life. In other words, you're not really there. But he is in a good mood when he wakes up because he's woke up thinking of you, dreaming about you, visualising you. And he's saying, wow, I realise nothing's changed because I still love you and you still love me. We care about each other. So I feel this is a dream that's happened or will happen that's very visual and very intense and very lucid, where you show each other in this dream, which is really an astral visit, that you are one and that you still love each other and you still want each other no matter what. And he's in a good mood because he realises that hasn't changed, even if the situation is driving him mad. Beneath a strong shell is a tender, loving heart. Isn't that beautiful? So he's saying, I have a strong shell sometimes. I wear armor. I wear a mask. You can't see inside me, but there is a loving heart. Under that shell, you've got the softness, the sweetness, the vulnerability. So your masculine is reminding you he sometimes wears a mask, but inside he's tender and loving towards you. And he's saying, I wish I could give you some confirmation of the love right now. And then you wouldn't feel you need to move on, or you wouldn't be angry at me, or you wouldn't feel that I can't give you what you want, because I'm trying my best to do that. Please be patient because I am changing for you. And really he's changing for himself. That's what matters. It matters that he changes for himself. And then the extension of that will be changing for you. So your masculine is really getting across to you. He is changing. He is doing the work, and he's hoping and praying that you can be patient with that. But he is being selfless, saying, if you can't be, then I want you to be happy anyway. Even if that means without me, I'll understand, because I do understand that we will end up together, because I believe in that. I feel that in my intuition, my gut, and my solar plexus. And I am having these fears around you moving on. They cause me feelings of sickness. They give me diarrhea as well, physical sickness. So if I bring in the Twin Flame Ascension Oracle, because a lot of the masculines have had constipation with this stomach pain, we are human as well as physical and spiritual. So, we have to be honest about these things. So if you're thinking, Liz talking about diarrhea in a reading, we have all had it at some point. We are human beings. So the masculine is saying, fear-based struggle that causes gripping pain. I feel this could be a fear around you moving on. It causes him pain. So he trusts his gut instinct because he knows what he needs to do. And he believes in what's intuitively known, that you are going to be together. So when that comes in and that calmness flows back in there, he's able to go the flow. And it may be coming out quickly. So he's releasing toxins and negative beliefs, purging away any psychic attack, releasing fears of abandonment or forgiveness of betrayal. He's letting go of what needs to go, and that's also a sign he's preparing for a karmic ending. And this card's moving under the deck there, and I've got another card. I've got two cards moving under the deck. My truth, I am in love with you, and I always will be. And he's saying, I was in denial. The truth is, I am in love with you and I always will be. And I'm sorry if I've denied that. I don't understand exactly what I'm feeling because it feels new and scary to me. But I know I love you. I know I'm in love with you and I always will be. And when I push you away and try to repress everything, it's until I can handle it better. And that's why I need to let you know today that I need to be in a better energy for you. I want to give equally to our connection because I love you. So everything I'm doing is because I love you. So the masculines are protecting you and are watching over you, and they do want and respect you, and you've been asked to have faith in that. And also this card's moving on top of the deck there. Look at this. My anger and ego lead me to a downward spiral called life. So what he's saying is, in my physical world right now, it's very miserable. It's angry. It's ego-led. So he needs to heal this to be with you. And this card just moved on top because of this. Please forgive me if I give all the attention you deserve to my work. So, if you feel like he's giving his attention to his job or to his karmic partner, which feels like work, or his life, he's saying, please forgive me for that. It's connected with the things that I'm doing in my life, the thing called life. So again, he's saying it isn't a good life, but it will be when I'm with you. And that's worth waiting for. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.